Good day, dear viewers. My name is Dominikus Jantaka, and today I'd like to talk to you about gacha system in video games. First of all, I'm sure all of you are already familiar with video games, right? But just in case if you haven't understood what a video game is, let me explain. Video games are electronic games that are played in a video screen. It involves the use of user interface and or input devices such as controllers, joystick, keyboard, mouse, etc. Video games have a lot of types. Some of them are well known, like FPS, first-person shooter, RPG, role-playing game, and MMO, massive multiplayer online game. And on the other side, there is one type of video games that are infamous, not for its gameplay, but for its monetization system. That is, you guessed it, gacha games. So before we talk further about gacha games, let's talk about what exactly is gacha game. To best describe it, I would like you to imagine a casino, but instead of betting your luck to get more money, you get a virtual item. Gacha is a system that adapts and virtualizes a capsule game model. Items offered in gacha games are usually some kind of virtual characters and usable item in game. A lot of popular gacha games comes from Japan, and the term gacha itself also comes from there. Gacha originated from a gashapon machine, which can be found throughout cities in Japan and can be played with a cost of 100 to 200 yen. By playing this gashapon machine, the player will get a random capsule that contains random collectible accessories. The first ever gacha game is believed to be released in 2010 by the name of Dragon Collection in a Japanese social media platform called Gree. Today's gacha games are mostly released on mobile devices and can be downloaded and accessed for free. Now that we pretty much know the basic understanding of what a gacha game is, let's talk about how gacha game works. I've mentioned previously that gacha games are infamous because of its monetization system. The reason why that happened is because gacha game uses a lot of microtransaction in its practice. Microtransaction is a business system used in video games where players can use real money in exchange to get an in-game item. Microtransactions in gacha games are mostly used to buy premium currency. What is premium currency? Premium currencies are in-game digital currency that are used in gacha system. So think of it as a real money, but it is virtualized and used in video games. So it works like real money, but it is in-game. Now after we talked about the monetization, let's talk about the core gameplay of gacha system. In gacha game there are patterns that can be observed, and the pattern is gacha game constantly pumping out new events. These events usually arrive with new contents for players to play and also new characters and items to obtain for a limited time, of course. The problem is, if players would like to get their hands on these new characters and items, they have to bet their luck on gacha system. Gacha system in gacha games uses an algorithm called RNG, which is an abbreviation for random number generator. This algorithm is used to determine players' chance to obtain the items featured in the events. Other than RNG, we also need to know about a term called item rarity. Every single gacha games in existence have item rarity. So what is it? Item rarity is a system used in gacha game to categorize in-game items based on their probabilities. To put it simply, the higher rarity level an item has, the smaller the chance for players to obtain it. And the lower the rarity level an item has, the higher the chance for players to obtain it. The categorization usually coded with a letter code or star code. For example, it's coded with 1 star to 5 or 6 star, which in this case, the 6-star items has the highest rarity or the hardest to obtain. While in some other cases, it is coded with letter like N, R, SR, SSR, and UR. These letters are an abbreviation. N stands for normal, R stands for rare, SR stands for super rare, SSR stands for super rare, and UR stands for ultra rare, which in this case UR as the highest rarity. We've talked about what a gacha game is, its monetization system, and also how do they work. Now let's talk about the harm it might cause to the players. In gacha games, items and characters with the highest rarity are naturally going to be sought after by players. But as mentioned before, the higher the rarity level of an item is, the harder it is to obtain. Every new events introduced in gacha games are always have a time limit. And during the events, the game will try to persuade you to get the new items and characters with a lot of strategies, like promotional videos, advertisements, and in-game news. And this combination creates a sense of urgency, influencing the players to do microtransactions and spend it on gacha for a random chance to obtain the featured character and items. There's no guarantee, and in a lot of cases, players have to spend a lot of money just to get anything but the items and characters they desire. I'm sure it's already clear to all of you what kind of issues this might lead to. If you guess it's financial problems, congratulations, you are correct. There's even one crazy case in Japan where a 31 years old man spent more than 35,000 US dollar in a gacha game called Fate Grand Order. The reason? He wants to get a 5-star characters from that game. The thing is, the game only gives 1% probabilities for players to obtain a 5-star character. Gacha games in most countries are not illegal. Even though the system it uses is similar to gambling, it cannot be considered as gambling because you cannot earn real money from it, and the in-game item has no value in real life. But it doesn't mean that this type of system in video games is not dangerous. If you are somehow interested in playing this type of video games, then I have an advice for you, because I've played a lot of gacha game titles and I basically know a lot about this. And my advice is, self-control is the most important thing you need when you play this kind of games. I'm sure you already understand about the system, about how it works, you know the risk and harm it may cause you, and with that in mind, be mindful with your money, and if possible, play the game for free, because you can actually play a gacha game without spending any money. How? As I said before, self-control, holding your urges to get new characters, to get new items. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's best to just stay away from this game completely. There are a lot of other forms of entertainments you can access. I think that is all for my speech today. I hope this gives you a lot of information regarding gacha games, and I also hope this is really informative for you. I hope this brings more awareness, and yes, thank you very much for your attention, dear viewers. I hope you have a good day, and bye.